Nutrition in animals. We have already learned about nutrition in plants. The plants, they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. The plants utilize carbon dioxide and water, and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they prepare their own food. The plants are capable of preparing their own food from inorganic materials. And what about animals? Animals depends on plants. Animals depend on plants for their food, either directly or indirectly. So some animals, like the grasshopper, they will feed on the plants, and they are called as herbivores. Those animals that eat plants, they are called as herbivores. And what about the snake? The snake is a carnivore because it feeds on other animals like the mouse. So it is a carnivore. Now, what about the mouse? The mouse eats both plants and animals. So, the mouse is a omnivore. So, the animals, they get their food from plants either directly by eating the plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. And some animals, they eat both plants and animals. All organisms need food. Why do they need food? What will happen if you don't eat food? You will become tired and weak. You need food for growth, for repair of the body, and for proper functioning of the body. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake, and its utilization in the body. Nutrient requirement. What are the nutrients that are needed by an animal? You have already studied last year about the components of food, the various nutrients present in food. Carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals. Very good. These are the nutrients, and these are the nutrients that are required by the animals. Mode of intake. Different animals will have different mode of intake, different ways of taking food. Some animals will chew and grind their food and swallow it. Some animals will swallow their food whole. Some of them will suck the food. Now, utilization in the body. It means after we eat the food, what happens to the food? The food is broken down in our body into simpler substances by the process of digestion. And after digestion, the simpler substances, they are used by our body. So, animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake, and its utilization in the body. Mode of intake of food. Different animals have different mode of taking in food. Mode of taking food into the body varies in different organisms. Hummingbirds and bees suck nectar. Hummingbirds and bees, they suck nectar. Human beings chew and swallow their food. Human beings chew and swallow their food. And what about infants? That is small babies. Infants and many other small animals, that is baby animals, they will feed on mother's milk. And snakes, like the python, it will swallow the animals they prey upon. They will swallow their food. Snakes will swallow their food. They don't chew it, they just swallow the food. And there are some aquatic animals that filter the tiny food particles floating nearby and feed upon them. They will just open their mouth, take in large quantities of water, and they will filter the water. And they will feed on the tiny food particles that are present in the water. Now, let us learn about the starfish and its mode of intake of food. It's an amazing animal. Why am I saying it's an amazing animal? Let us see. This is the starfish. And the starfish feeds on animals covered by hard shells of calcium carbonate. Mussels. It feeds on mussels and oysters. കല്ലുമ്മക്കായ എന്ന് കേട്ടിട്ടില്ലേ? It feeds on them. Now, when a starfish sees a mussel, it will try to open the hard shell. It will open the hard shell of the mussel by just surrounding the mussel, and it will try to open it. And after opening the shell, what does it do? Instead of popping the inside soft tissue into its mouth, the starfish pops out its stomach through its mouth. അതായത് നമ്മളെപ്പോലെ വായ്ക്കകത്ത് ആ ഷെല്ലിനകത്തുള്ള ആ സോഫ്റ്റ് സാധനം വായ്ക്കകത്തിടുന്നതിന് പകരം അത് അതിൻ്റെ വായി കൂടി അതിൻ്റെ സ്റ്റൊമക്കിനെ പുറത്തോട്ടേക്കാണ് വിടുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഈറ്റ്സ് ദ സോഫ്റ്റ് ആനിമൽ ഇൻസൈഡ്. Isn't it amazing? Now let us see a small video on how the starfish feeds on the mussel. These small structures that you can see, they are the tube feet of the starfish. Now when it sees a mussel, what does the starfish do? It just tries to open the mussel. With the help of its tube feet, it just opens the mussel. And after it has opened the mussel, it pops its stomach out. Now, here you can see its stomach coming out of the body. Now, this is the flesh of the mussel, and this is the stomach. Can you see? This is the stomach of the starfish, and this is the flesh of the mussel. Now, what does the stomach do? It will release its digestive contents, and then the flesh inside the mussel, it will be digested, and after digesting, it will absorb the materials into the stomach, and then the starfish will pop its stomach back into its body. Now you can see that the digestion has been completed. See, the stomach goes into the body of the starfish and the empty shell is left behind.